Think of a time that you didn't align with the crowd on a moral issue. Did you stand your ground? If so, how did you justify your position? In this first video in the Exploring Ethics series, you'll learn how philosopher William K. Frankena breaks down Socrates' reasoning, why it's immoral to save his own life, as told in Plato's Crito. This will deepen your understanding of Socrates and how moral reasoning works. Welcome to the Philosophical Life. As a professor of ethics, I've helped lots of people better understand moral reasoning. I'm excited to help you in that same way today. Let's consider a case from work. Imagine your coworkers and subordinates want to push through a financial deal with an individual. You have the final say-so if the deal happens. Yet, you know the deal will unfairly disadvantage the person on the other side of the deal, and the person has no clue about the disadvantage. The person wouldn't do the deal if they knew about it. Everyone urges you to make the deal. Some even say it's not illegal, so it's okay when pressed. You've taken an intro ethics class. You know just because something's legal doesn't make it moral. This is such a case. It's legal, but in your mind, it's immoral. On moral grounds, you object to the deal. The people disappointed by your decision stage a coup. They go over your head to your boss. Your boss calls you into her office. You have to go against your moral judgment and do the deal or get fired. When you defend your position, you do moral philosophy. Let's say you stand against your boss in the face of getting fired. You reason, we ought not to unfairly take advantage of a person for profit. If our company does this deal, we unfairly take advantage of a person for profit. Thus, we ought not to do this deal. You reason from a general principle to what morality requires. You get fired, but you sleep well at night knowing you did the right thing by your own lights. Standing up for what one judges morally right is what Socrates did, but it wasn't just a job on the line, it was his life. Socrates was condemned to death for corrupting the youth, as you may know. He had wealthy patrons willing to free him from jail and help him avoid death. Socrates refused the help on moral grounds. He drank the hemlock. How did Socrates justify his stance on escaping death? In Chapter 1 of Exploring Ethics, Frankena analyzes Socrates' reasoning as follows, quote, "First, we ought never to harm anyone. Socrates escaping would harm the state since it would violate and show disregard for the state's laws. Second, if one remains living in a state when one could leave it, one tacitly agrees to obey its laws. Hence, if Socrates were to escape, he would be breaking an agreement, which is something one shouldn't do. Third, one's society or state is virtually one's parent and teacher, and one ought to obey one's parents and teachers." End quote. Socrates uses the general rules above plus facts about the situation to reach the conclusion he ought not to escape. So he reasons, if I escape, I'll do harm to society. If I escape, I'll be breaking a promise. And if I escape, I'll be disobeying my parent and teacher. Have you used moral reasoning in this way? If so, please explain in the comments. What's one area of your life you're tempted to not stand for what you believe is morally right? What step could you take to start changing that? In preparing to watch the next video in the series, read Chapter 2, which is an excerpt from Plato's Crito, as found in the text Exploring Ethics. A link to the text is in the description below. Keep thinking ethically and living wisely. Over and out from Professor, quote, "Not sure I'd drink the hemlock," Clues.